So, Joe, tell me about how great it is to have America's mayor. What a blessing it is to have Rudy Giuliani come in.
Well, it's only divine inspiration that something like that could even possibly happen, being that I'm a moving man. I own a moving company, and that's why they call me Joe the Box, because I do moving. I pick things up, I put them down. And I have a twin brother, Johnny Blanket. He's got us covered wherever we go. So through this path in life, we got involved with Rudy many years ago, and the relationship grew to where I've gone down to his apartment. I've had dinner with him many times. My wife and I are close friends. I do anything and everything I can for the man. And I will tell you a quick story, but while we're really good friends, recently, within a year or two, the Georgia state did a felony suit against Rudy Giuliani. He was convicted of this conspiracy to steal the election, which he just tells the truth, the guy. So these two women, I don't know their names. If I knew it, I would even say because I don't care. They sued him for everything. $148 million, I think they won in a Atlanta courtroom. So they went up to New York City to collect everything that Rudy had owned in his apartment and upstairs, and he had whatever it was, watches or jerseys or whatever memorabilia one of the greatest mayors in the world of the United States, our history, could get. And they went up there with the cameras, and they were clicking away. They were ready to go. You know what they found? You can
Nothing.
tell me they
Nothing.
found nothing. Joe the Box, Johnny Blanket, moving men. We hustled that out 2 weeks before. They showed up to nothing.
Bare walls.
Yeah, I was going to try and take them too.
Right. If it's not nailed down, it's going with you.
Well, he had called me through the relationship with his son. I had supported his son during his campaign in New York against the governor. It was actually a primary race. And, I do stick my nose in a lot of primaries only because I believe the Republican Party is not really the ultra MAGA man that I am. They're not really America first. And you can find that out easily by looking at their AFPI scores, and they're all over. You can get it real easy on every one of your elections. Unfortunately, they play the game, but there's a couple of districts in New York that still are up for grabs. District 3 that was held by George Santos. Everybody remembers George Santos because he got $5 from his mother's pocketbook and he put it in his campaign or whatever he did. I don't know. But it was good. It was bad enough to get him, thrown out and kicked out. Then they put a lefty in there. They put this guy Snoozy. You might have seen him during the nation address. He was standing like this. And he
Like a
really
light.
he was out of control, and he doesn't like the American people either, because he was against the January 6th, how terrible these January 6th insurrectionists were, when every single day the truth comes out more and more and more, how they lied to us, how they stand up. So my state is just stand to these people. Get up.
Well, you mentioned, Joe, America first. So, how important is it to you as an America First patriot to celebrate America's 250th birthday?
It's the greatest time to be alive. Can you imagine 250 years? I can't get over it. We are so blessed. That's why I'm going to fight so hard to keep it. But our man, President Trump, he knows how to do it. WW wrestling match in the front lawn of the White House, the big, beautiful ballroom where every president would be safe. The common sense and the creative, what's going to happen. We are so blessed to have this man because you know it. You know it. And these people that just hate him blindly. They know it too. Not one politician in my 64 summers. This is the 64th summer. I told my son, I only enjoyed 64 summers so far, son.
Wait a minute. I thought it was 29th summer.
Yeah, no, man. I've been there. I've done that, and I see it happening. I see it, young men like yourself, the opportunity to buy a home, get married, buy a home, have children. It's almost very difficult to do unless you got a hook, unless you're, you do it the old fashioned way and inherit it. Some guys do that, and some guys do work. I got 4 sons. They work their butts off. And I know it's not easy for them. They work very hard. I did. I followed my father's footsteps. The American dream from me to me, I gave it to my boys, and now they're struggling with it. And why are they struggling with it? Not because Donald Trump is the president, even though he told my one son says, Dad, the gas prices are very high. I said, son, they were higher under Biden. He goes, I wasn't driving back then, Dad.
He's driving a bike.
I said, damn, that's smart. That's smart. But I have all the confidence in the world that he sees it the way I do, and he sees it the way every American citizen. I'm not talking, even if it's a small cluster of idiots that are out there, the American citizen in general, everyone understands how important this country is. Everyone understands their freedom, and they see it lost through the fraud, theft, waste that they're killing us on. They steal more than we pay. I don't want to pay taxes anymore. Is that am I making a stance? I'm not paying taxes anymore. And I really don't. I use depreciation and other great loopholes so I don't have to pay tax.
God
They
bless
tell me
you.
someday it will catch up, but someday Trump will be in charge and there won't be any taxes.
God bless you.
Boom!
Love it. Well, if people want to come to the big event, they just show up, tickets, how's it work?
No, that's not going to happen there. But I'll tell you what, if somebody is watching your show and they need to get a ticket, I will get them in the door. We limited it to a number of people that we felt very comfortable and to give people an opportunity to be intimate a little bit with the mayor. Great pictures. Maybe you could, hey, Mr. Mayor, remember here, sign my T-shirt, sign my hat, sign my fire cap from, 9/11, whatever. But there's a room for a little more. And I held back on that for, I don't know, Jesus kind of told me to.
He's the boss. Got to listen to that guy.
So yes, my friend, you have the number. If you get friends and you got people that really want to come to Saturday night, I need the name and number. When Teresa will hook that up through your show. It's usually $125 is what we ask for. But because you are so special and you felt the need to come out and see me, we'll do an instant Benji. And then I go to my young friends and my son, "Hey, what president's on the $100 bill?" My son said, "None, Dad."
And hey, did you hear they want to, for America's 250th, they want to put President Trump on the new $250 bill. It's actually down like in the works.
Dude, he is so brilliant. And boy, does he know how to troll them. The Trump John F. Kennedy Center, the Trump Canal down in Panama, the America First, Gulf. I mean, he is great.
But they got to figure it out, though. They got to figure it out because normally the rule is, and this is like totally like street legal, that only deceased presidents are allowed on any kind of currency. So they've got to figure out a way, and I'm sure Donald Trump will, to get him on the $250.
Yeah, well, they'll do everything they can to take him out. And if that means that they'll create a $250 bill, maybe you just gave him an incentive. My
Right.
goodness.
I'll stop talking about it. So, all right, man. It's really good to see you and looking forward to the great weekend.
Yeah, the weekend's going to be great. I do hope to see you, your readers, your followers. The America First Warehouse. It's the most patriotic venue in all the land. Thank you for having me.